So this is my review of episode 8 of season 10 of The Walking Dead, titled The World Before. Now this is the mid-season finale, so if you've not seen this episode, spoiler warning, you've been warned, spoilers. So the episode kicks off, you get to see how Dante actually infiltrated Alexandria and how he became a member of the community. So him and Alpha, he joined a group of random people, just a random group out there, he joined them, and then I assume he found Alexandria for them, but made it look like a kind of like an accident. So he found Alexandria, and they joined Alexandria, and there's, because it's a large group, no one's going to think, oh, this one person here is suspicious. Because like if he joined by himself, that's what would have happened. But because he joined with a group, no one actually kind of ever questioned it. So he was allowed to join, became a doctor, and everything became just right. So he joined this way, and it kind of worked out well for him. And it goes on, and then he goes back to where we presently are when he kills Sadiq, and he's about to put Sadiq down by stabbing him in the head. But then Rosita comes in, he's talking to her, and he actually reveals to Rosita, I've got a knife. So she has to put Coco into the bath, and then him and her kind of fight. And then as this whole fight is happening, Sadiq is coming back to life, well, coming back to become a walker. And then something clicks in her mother instincts, and she just gets rid of Dante. She stabs him in the shoulder and pushes him back. And as this is happening, she runs over to Sadiq and stabs him in the head. And she doesn't realize what she's done until she actually looks at his eyes close and goes, "Oh crap! I just killed Sadiq by stabbing him in the head." And then Dante comes back over, and she stabs him. She doesn't stab him. I think she stabs him again in the side. I'm not really sure. And she starts punching him, and I thought she killed him. I was convinced she actually killed him at that point. I showed him Coco, and then that comes up. The Walking Dead intro comes up. I was convinced she actually killed Dante in that moment. And because Aaron has been talking to Gamma for a couple of episodes now, we get a bit of information off her. Because especially after last week, she's kind of, I feel like she's done with the Whisperers, so she wants to see them gone. So she's giving a bit of information to Aaron, and she reveals that her name is actually Mary, which it just feels weird to hear a whisperer called Mary. And the information is like, I know where the herd is. He gives the information, and he goes back to Alexandria, and they kind of form a small group to make their way over to get the herd. And Daryl's like, "You really believe a whisper?" And it goes on. So they make their way over there, and like, it's kind of course she's only doing this just because she wants to see the baby Adam that was left on the ground last season, because that's her only family left. So she wants to actually be able to know her sister's child, just because like she killed her sister. She's obviously feeling guilty about what happened to her sister now, because finding out that Alpha never actually killed Lydia. So she wants to kind of make amends for it, and she wants to be there for her sister's child, which I kind of, looking at now, I think Gamma's going to survive the season. I think Gamma's going to be a bit of a long-standing character. I think she's going to join the survivors, and she's going to be a good guy moving on forward. I think she's going to be like a new kind of, I think she's going to be like Dwight was for Rick and our survivors during All Out War. I imagine that's what Gamma's going to be like. We also get to see Sadiq's kind of funeral in this episode, and my one takeaway from that funeral scene was a conversation at the end with Ezekiel and Carol. And Ezekiel said something that I felt like it wasn't Ezekiel. Like, if I know Ezekiel said it, it felt like something Ezekiel would say, but it felt like a wink and a nod to the audience. He said, "I always thought he would never die," and I think that's what everyone assumed. Because I assumed Sadiq was safe just because Carol died for him. I never thought we'd see the death of Sadiq, so I feel like Ezekiel saying it in that moment was very much a wink and a nod to the audience. And then we jump over to Gabriel, and he's sitting in his house and he's watching the video, same way. I can't remember her name. Oh, Deanna from season 5, watching over everyone's tapes, and she's watching over Dante's, and he's like, yeah, and you can see like Dante played it very well. You can understand why they never consider him to be a whisperer. And we hear that Gabriel actually asked him the 3 questions, and he's talking, and he just, something clicks in his head, and you can see he's angry, and he goes over to visit Dante. He's talking to him. He opens the cell, and I was thinking to myself, Gabriel, why would you open the cell? If this guy's a whisperer, he could just kill you. I was convinced Gabriel. I didn't think Gabriel was going to die there, but I thought some little fight was going to happen. But the way it went, I did not think it was going to go that way. Gabriel actually stabbed him in his wound, and I thought, okay, he's just going to stab him in his wound, just give him a bit of pain. But no, he stabs him to death, like constantly. He stabs him in the wound up here, probably about 5 or 6 times. He just is constantly stabbing him. I was like, Jesus, Gabriel, I did not expect this from this character whatsoever. So we got the death of Dante, which I really was not expecting from this season, from this episode. From going into this season, I thought he was going to be Maggie's love interest. I never expected to get the turn we got with Dante, which I'm really happy we did do this. I'm glad they didn't just make a new character completely, because then everyone would have expected it to be. But because Dante's in the comic books, all his comic book fans expected him to be Maggie's love interest, which did not play out that way. But then we actually get to see Michonne again for the first time since, I think, episode 3. Episode 4, I think. And I just forgot how much of a little ass kicker Judith was. She was just great in this episode. I love seeing Judith. And then we get an introduction to a new character, Virgil, and there's a bit of back and forth, and they find out, okay, I live in this island. It's an old war or a military island, and we've got a lot of supplies over there. So Michonne's like, oh, so they make a deal, like Michonne will bring him back, and in return he'll give him all these weapons that will be good and useful to help actually kill Alpha's herd. So this, I don't know if we're gonna see Michonne again. I feel like the way that was set up, I think this could be the end of Michonne. Not as in her death. I think she'll come back eventually. I think they left this very much open ended. But I don't know if we'll see Michonne again this season. I think that was her exit, because I know you're getting her exit. I think that might have been her exit. Just the way it was kind of done, it'd be a bit weird for her to come back and then go again. So I think that was the end of Michonne, which I'm kind of disappointed by. But I think we're gonna hear her a bit in the walkie-talkie, because they do set that up with her and Judith. So I imagine it's not the end of her. We will hear her, but I don't think we'll see her on screen for a good while. And then we actually kind of get to see Daryl and everyone. They cross the border. They're making their way up to the herd, and they find out there is no herd there. So they're kind of getting annoyed. They're making their way back, and as they're making their way back, Carol spots Alpha. Alpha spots Carol, and I didn't think what happened was going to happen. I thought Alpha was going to try kill Carol, and Carol was going to try to kill Alpha, which Carol did. Carol chased her, and everyone chased after Carol. So it kind of caused a chase, and I thought Carol was going to get her. I thought she was going to kill her just because it was a mid-season finale. I thought, oh, Alpha might die here. She doesn't. She actually lures them into a trap. They fall into some kind of big hole into a cave where she's actually storing the herd. So now our heroes are trapped in a hole in the ground with a fucking shit ton of whisperers or walkers around them. So I don't know how they're gonna get out of this. I imagine Alpha's gonna be fuming now. I think she might unload some more walkers onto Alexandria, Hilltop, and Oceanside. What happened there? That was a great way to end this mid-season finale. I was kind of disappointed. I was very disappointed that it was over, that we had to wait till February to see what happened next. But I thought how this ended, I thought was a great ending rather than what Gimbal would have done. So that's my thoughts on episode 8, the mid-season finale. If you've seen the episode, let me know your thoughts down below. Click that subscribe button so you can come back in February to watch my next reviews of the next 8 episodes. And sometime between now and February, I'm going to be doing a depth predictions for the second half. Not every single character, because there is a lot of characters, but the main group of people that we kind of follow, I'm going to do depth predictions for them. So if you want to see that kind of stuff, click subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.